The Open Shots podcast is a mature audience's podcast. Listener discretion is advised.
What's going on, DMV? This is that show, the show that you've been missed. Sorry we haven't talked to y'all in a minute. It's that show, Open Shots. Hit us up at openshotsdmv@gmail.com. I'm your host, Alex, along here with
Rick.
We do apologize for missing y'all. It has been a minute, conflicts of schedules, and apparently there's some issue about don't drink Coronas. So if the president says you shouldn't do it, then
don't do that shit. Right?
I'm gonna do it. Just because whatever he says, go against.
Do the opposite.
Yeah,
I could dig it.
I think you'll be successful that way. Rick, how have your weeks been since the last time we talked?
Man, it's cool, and I just been chilling, man. I want to send a special shout out to my cousin who lost his son, man. Rest in peace. But as far as that, man,
rest in peace.
You know what I'm saying? As far as everything else, man, living life, got fucked up, dirty ass disease going on that fucked all the sports up. Man, we right in time for tournament time. That's some
tournament
bullshit.
Time, and they canceled the NBA.
That's the
responsible.
That's the funnest 3 fucking weekends ever, young.
It is.
Like I compare that
exciting.
I compare that shit to the first 2 weekends of NFL playoffs when you got games Saturday and Sunday, the wild card round and the divisionals. You got football all day, right? The NCAA tournament is basketball, but that shit from Thursday to fucking Sunday and it's
night
basketball all day long. I'm talking about from 12 to 12.
Yep.
Right? The first round and the second round, 12 to 12.
Absolutely.
Right? It ain't to the second week where it's the final 4 and it's just 2 teams. But that first 2 weeks, from Thursday to Friday, even the second week, they still got games all day.
Right.
They're just not going on at the same fucking time. But that same channel is showing games all day. Yep. What man don't like watching sports, live sports, competitive sports, all fucking
day. All day. 2 days in a row.
And it's tournament time.
Thursday and Friday.
One and done. I ain't talking about regular season all day.
Right.
This is like motherfucking assholes getting tight, shots stop missing, shit like that. Underdogs is winning. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Who don't like that?
Right.
Dang.
Yeah,
but for the safety, they got to do it.
Absolutely, and it definitely is one of the greatest things. This past week was the start, and we're recording on Friday the 13th, March 13th. Happy Friday the 13th to all the serial killers out there. Hey, hit us with an email if y'all got any comments or whatever for us. But the conference tournaments for me starts it off.
Yeah.
And so that technically started last week because it's smaller schools. So for me, it lasts a lot longer. I love college basketball, and it really does suck, but it was necessary. I got a chance to see a couple of championship games this
I ain't watched none.
Well,
I did see Kentucky beat Florida, though, last week, but it wasn't a championship game.
Season.
I was getting ready.
They won by 2, I think.
I tell you, I'm more of an NBA guy.
Right.
And I don't really start paying to college basketball until February, like March. And the February when March is, right? So I was like, you know what? I know I gotta fuck with you and do the show in a couple weeks. Let me do my crash course. I was going. Plus, Kentucky was on. I watched them.
Yeah.
And then I was like, tournament time. I was supposed to be glued in this weekend, and then fucking shit fight.
Right. Well, I was waiting on Wednesday to see what the NBA was going to do because that's pretty much what I was waiting on to be like, how responsible are they going to be and what are they going to do?
We didn't think it was that serious.
No. Once I saw the NBA cancel at it was like halftime of, I can't remember what game it was. I think it was the Bucks. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
But they were like, we're postponing the season. I'm like, all right, now it's serious.
Denver, Dallas.
That's when it kind of
game.
was like the walls kind of closed in like in a movie, and it's like, all right, so what's really going on?
I'm like, how the fuck did Rudy Gobert get the shit?
Yeah.
Like, what the
and now
fuck?
Donovan Mitchell has it.
Yeah. And what the fuck? And then they always tell you like you must have been traveling out of town or whatever to get the shit, but he playing the NBA season.
Yeah.
Right? He was in the All-Star game, so he didn't leave in February. He been here the whole time. Like, how the fuck did he get the shit?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? They say it's not airborne. I don't think it's airborne, but it just makes it puzzles me like how he get the shit.
Right. They're still working on it. A lot of people are still working on it. I got a chance to see a couple of championship games this week. One of them was the Patriot League. Who was it?
Live on TV.
Live on TV. On TV. Boston University beat Colgate, so got to see that. The point guard in like the last couple of minutes of that game, literally,
fried, huh?
Yeah, he literally shot his team out of the game.
Oh, so he wasn't fried.
Yeah, because there was this other youngin that came off the bench who put him up like 4, and then the star point guard comes in, and all of a sudden it's like every shot's mine. It's like, and they lost.
He started heisting, huh?
He started heisting, and then shout out to the Colonial Athletic Association. They had a tournament this past the championship game, and I'm assuming the tournament for the CAA in DC at the the event center.
Where the Wizards practice and the Mystics play.
Right, and
the
DC
Go-Go
Go-Go.
play.
Yeah, exactly. There. But terrible job on the promotions because I'm watching it on TV where, they're telling me, like, live from the Sports and Event Entertainment Center in DC.
Right.
And I'm like, man, if I would have known, I would have been there.
Hell yeah.
So,
tickets would have been cheap, all that shit.
It doesn't matter. I would have been there anyway just to see a championship game.
Floor seats, for real.
It doesn't matter. I just wanted to be at a championship game.
I
Going into the tournament, March Madness.
Right.
So shout out to the CAA for having it in DC. We definitely appreciate that for the DMV. But at the same time, do a little bit with your promo, a little bit more,
because
better, huh? I hadn't even heard about it. No radio, no TV. I haven't seen it on no buses.
We glad we didn't go to that bitch though.
Yeah, I guess ultimately it worked out. Ultimately it worked
we
out.
should laugh, that shit crazy, yeah. Like what the fuck is going on here?
Right on. So we got a couple topics we're going to get into. Let's start off with number one, coronavirus. We have a lot of issues that we're going to talk about there. So that's going to be an extended topic, an umbrella topic. Then we're going to move on to China, which technically you could still throw under the umbrella of the first topic. Number 3 is going to be our Democratic primaries that we've had this past couple weeks, past couple months. Number 4, the travel ban that's been implemented by the U.S. government on behalf of Donald Trump.
I think it's too late.
Number 5, Chelsea Manning being released. And number 6, Weinstein being sentenced. We're covering some stories that we've been talking about for the past couple months, so we got to stay with the follow-up and follow through. So, Rick, what do you know about the coronavirus?
That is fucking everywhere now, and it didn't really affect me until that shit came here, and that is 10 times worse than the flu. I don't care what the president say, try to put them damn numbers up. Sometimes I don't listen to him. When the doctors and the numbers tell you something different that come out his mouth, man, mind you, he been president for 4 fucking years. So everything that come out of his mouth is a fucking lie. I don't pay attention to him. But should we be worried? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Right. So I'm looking at what we got going on with the coronavirus right now. The World Health Organization has declared the coronavirus right now, which is COVID-19. That just stands for coronavirus ID number 2019.
Right.
That's why it's COVID-19.
Got you.
But so the coronavirus right now.
That's what I read. Yeah.
The World Health Organization has declared this a pandemic. So the definition of a pandemic is pretty much it's at this point uncontrollable. There are different phases of how the pandemic works. And the World Health Organization has essentially 6 phases. Currently, we are at phase number 5, which is large clusters but human-to-human spread still localized, suggesting that the virus is becoming increasingly better adapted to humans, but may not yet be fully transmittable. Okay, so no, I'm sorry. There's 6 steps for the World Health Organization. That I just read 5. We're technically at 6.
So does it go
pandemic phase, increased and sustained transmission in general population.
So is that like the worst that we can get?
Yes, because
we already at 6.
We're at 6. The World Health Organization.
No.
So they may not have said that we're at phase 6, but I'm just reading what the definition of phase 6 is by the World Health Organization, and it is pandemic phase. Increased and sustained transmission to general population.
Yeah, I can agree.
You were mentioning earlier that 200 deaths in Italy.
Yeah, just
today. Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, right before you came to school me, motherfucking CNN was like breaking news. Italy just lost 250 people today.
Right.
And that's fucking. And we only got 48.
Right.
I can't even imagine how the fuck we'd reacted if we fucking lost 250 people in one day.
Yeah.
So that right there, I can't even hold them for that. I agree with that shit. They need to be shit like that. They need to be on it like that. You don't play with shit like that because they got everybody on their toes. You go to fucking Walmart, it look like the fucking apocalypse happened.
Right. So that was the World Health Organization phases. We're technically at 6. The federal government does a different response. It's pretty much still 6 stages, but they break down the first 3 stages into a 0 classification to something to worry about. And so let's start with federal government response stages. Stage 3, which is where at minimum we're at. All right, so let's start with stage 2 for the federal government response. Confirmed human outbreak overseas. That's already happened.
Right.
Stage 3 for the federal government. Widespread human outbreaks in multiple locations overseas. That's already happened.
When do we start fucking...
Well, hold on. Stage 4. First human case in North America. We've already got that.
Yep.
Phase 5. Spread throughout the United States. I guess that's the limit that we're at right now. So the federal government broke it down a little bit differently,
right?
Compared to because the World Health Organization is essentially a guideline for how we recommend it globally,
right?
But we understand it breaks down to local politics and governments.
I got you. Right. I got you.
So right now we are at we're at 4. First human case in North America, and multiple human cases, but the spread I think is being contained for the most part.
Right.
New Rochelle, New York, which is right north of Manhattan. Yesterday, I think Governor Cuomo was like no more than X amount of people, but New Rochelle was the real containment. When I heard about New Rochelle, which is like I think it's just north of Yonkers,
right?
It's not that far from the major boroughs.
Yeah.
All that public transportation, that's an issue. That right there is. So I think we're containing it to the level that right now.
That we can, but we just don't know because we don't have enough tests going out. So we don't really know how many people are sick. That's what the fucked up part is. And we don't know. We just giving an estimate about people that we know about because we have only had 13,000 tests. We don't have the full amount.
The other thing is, well, obviously, globally, worst case scenario is kind of happening. But worst case scenario
is happening.
A
good way to put it.
But worst case scenario, as a scientist or as a doctor and as a medical engineer, whatever, is that, and this is for any sickness, virus, germs, bacteria, whatever, is that a carrier may have it, and we talked about this earlier, but they don't show symptoms of having it, and they can transmit it, but they're immune to it.
Yeah,
that's something. So think about STDs for all of our listeners who have never had any.
I ain't had none for the record.
Neither have I.
Okay, the way he worded it, let me just put that out there. I ain't never had that shit.
Well, we ain't judging our listeners.
You a nasty motherfucker if you did. Okay.
Hey, there's stories out there.
Strap it up.
Right, but what I'm saying is the same way that a carrier for, let's just say, herpes or AIDS may be immune to it, or they may be carrying and not showing symptoms, they may not know until they have had physical contact with somebody else, and they come back with, hey, I'm sick.
Right.
Let's both get tested, and then, hey, that's when you get the results. This is a whole lot different because, human contact comes in the form of sneezing, coughing, touching.
Right.
So
touching somebody,
a carrier may never know.
He got it.
Or they could be in close containment, but everybody around them is getting sick, and they're just not the sick one until you recognize everybody around this person has died. That's your worst case scenario, and I hated to bring the scare up.
But that's how it happened. Look at the point exactly. Donovan Mitchell had 0 symptoms.
Right.
If it wasn't for his teammate
for
getting sick, and the NBA told the whole team to get tested, everybody came back. But not everybody. From what they just said, first it was Rudy Gobert.
Right.
And Rudy Gobert was scheduled to play that night. His test results came in like 30 minutes before the game. They told him, no, you can't play. That's when the game that stopped. Donovan Mitchell was on the court warming up.
Right.
While they were fucking when they canceled the game. He came back positive for the shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Rudy Gobert was sick. That's what I'm saying. What you're saying is some people could be carrying it and not knowing they got the shit. Mm-hmm. He had 0 symptoms of being sick.
Right.
He was about to play an NBA fucking game and he had the shit.
Okay.
So this shit is serious, dog. It's funny in a little bit, but it's not funny. It's funny how you can joke don't sneeze around me, but for real, this shit's serious and people should take it serious.
Yes.
We not like
wash your hands.
We not like a super serious show like that, but yeah, do what your mama told you. Wash your hands when you come from outside. Wash your hands before you eat. Don't try not to touch your face. Simple shit. It ain't like it's the outbreak like from the movie Outbreak.
Right.
Well, everybody just dying and shit because we breathing the same shit. If we get to that point, then I might think something different. But as of this point, just
at that point, let's move west. Find a mountain.
They bet you they don't want to build that wall now.
Right.
But everybody gonna go to no mother.
Yeah.
You know where everybody should go to? North Dakota. They're good.
They're good. Yeah, but then we might have immune systems that they're not ready for in North Dakota.
They're gonna be like, y'all get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, so let's look at the numbers. Once again, this is open shots. And let's look at the confirmed case numbers for coronavirus. As of today is the Friday 13th, 2020. 138,021 cases confirmed, and this is going to the Financial Times. So 138,021 cases confirmed, 5,100 deaths total globally.
Hold up.
But now you got
to do the math.
But now you have to add 250 to that. So
5,350
deaths.
21 confirmed cases.
Confirmed cases 138,021. Confirmed deaths 5,100. So go do the math here on the comparison and the percentage. I think
you got it.
One question that I have in terms of confirmed cases, the largest number of confirmed cases, and this is crazy because I was looking at the numbers here through Financial Times. China has 80,000 confirmed cases. Italy is in second place with 15,000 confirmed cases. Iran is in third place with 11,000 cases. The United States has 1,000 cases, just over 1.5 cases, 1,500 cases. But scroll all the way to the back of this Financial Times report, and confirmed cases, not even a country, the Diamond Princess cruise line, 696. So that's a crazy number, and I get it because they traveled and they were everywhere. Explain this number to me. I get Italy because of the airports they weren't screening anybody.
Yeah,
I get China.
And they failed for that.
How does Iran come in third place?
Because, man, their government was fucking in China. I don't know what.
Do you know this, or this is you're just throwing it out there?
No,
I'm actually asking the question to our listeners.
I'm being dead serious.
How does Iran have such a high number?
Didn't he admit to one of the generals that was over there that one that first died? He admitted to being in China. I could be wrong, but I thought he was in China.
Okay.
Around that time when they shit started breaking out and he came back. But I think I don't know if this is where you're going with your question, but I get it. Why the fuck was he in fucking China?
I'm just wondering in general how. So this was 2 weeks ago. The highest numbers were China and then Iran 2 weeks ago. Now the numbers have changed because of the travel, whatever Italy's doing. Now they jumped up to second place. How is Iran still so high in numbers? We're talking about. Sorry, people for listening. We're talking about Iran with 11,000 cases. China has, of course, 80,000. Italy's in second place, 15. Iran 11. What's the general?
What are Iranians
what is
doing
Iran
in China?
telling the World Health community about their numbers? Because I still don't understand that.
I don't believe those two countries anyway.
Were they on cruises also? Were they? I mean, they resort in China around. Like, I just don't understand that. That is not to be on some conspiracy theory.
We don't know. Maybe they go to China to vacation. I don't know.
Maybe they do.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's just
But when shit like when outbreaks like this happen, you know, until we really know how it happened, then it's just passing around like, I mean, it's worse than the fucking cold.
Okay.
Like I tell you all the time, I don't believe in conspiracy theories. The only thing I can say, like, how the general got the shit, I know he was in China and he was meeting with other China generals. In my eyes, right? And I don't believe the shit that people at the agents at my work believe. You know what I'm saying? They think, oh Christ, I got two Vietnamese guys that work with me, and they think it's this whole China conspiracy shit. Because where the shit happened at, that's where their nuclear facility is at, and they're thinking this shit got out, right?
You're not in a conspiracy.
No,
you're not in a conspiracy theory.
That's what they told me, right?
Hey, and now you're just reiterating that.
Yeah, no. And look, I'm gonna tell you what I told them. I said, you know what? That's good. I don't believe your little Asian Facebook gossip, right? I listen to American news,
right?
And if they don't say that shit,
American Facebook gossip.
Yeah, no, I don't listen to that neither.
Okay,
right? They're giving me information like when I was I ain't gonna tell you his name on
this is
on,
open
on
shots,
the record,
you know
right?
what
But
it
I
is.
tell you who I talked to off the shit. But when we were talking about the coronavirus Saturday at Mike's baby shower jump, and I was like, yeah, where you get your information from? He was like, social media. I don't want to have this conversation no more.
Internet-based information. You just
research.
Is
he's
important.
talking about he got his information like on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah,
I'm like, you know what, dog? We gonna end this,
right?
Because like we're with like a lot of adults and we try to have an adult conversation, and your fucking sideshow bob ass is like we, you know, you fucking me up here right now. Like
I don't even know what kind of audience that was, but hey,
now it was cool. Everybody in their 40s and shit, young 40. We trying like grown
but
man.
He's just
shit.
like I read this.
He's just like they.
Look at this.
He was like they talking about this, they talking about that. I'm like, who the fuck is they? Cause what you talking about?
Who are they?
Right. I hate when motherfuckers be like they who, right? So I had to ask like who they. He was like social media. I said, well, you know what? This conversation we have when we talking about like thug shit, then you can get into this conversation. When we really trying to have like a real like fucking conversation,
be intellectual, knowledgeable.
Yeah, just play the sidelines and do what you do, me mug shit, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't motherfucking try.
Sounds like a tough crowd.
You know what I'm saying? Don't try to like come in the joint like right. Yeah, like I got you, I love you, you know, love him to death. But that conversation right there wasn't for him. Sorry to get off track.
So we're going to we're still sticking on topic right now with coronavirus.
Right.
It's just a lot of information.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19. That's where it comes from. And this is from the World Health Organization.
How long does China know about this shit? I don't believe they telling us the truth.
We'll get to it. So this is coming from the World Health Organization's website. The WHO risk assessment, China, very high. Regional level, very high. Global level, very high. The World Health Organization is saying that this is a pandemic. So they also state, and this is just for our listeners to keep an eye out on your local and your federal governments, a shift from containment to mitigation would be wrong and dangerous. That pretty much means that if you're moving away from like super ultra OCD Lysol person to we're going to be okay, you're doing the wrong thing.
Absolutely.
So just a heads up.
Absolutely.
And this was published on March 12th, 2020.
Yesterday. Absolutely.
So
I think you should do that shit. Don't like if you want to believe that shit ain't real, that's cool. And I don't wish nothing on you, and I hope nothing gets to you. But like I told my mother, I talked to my mother about this shit. I listen to 3 motherfuckers in my life, right? I listen to my wife, my lawyer, and my doctor, right? If they got the best thing for you. They not lying to you. And if they telling you some shit like that, now these the world doctors, right?
Right.
And I ain't had no personal doctor.
So, like they're like scientists with like 3 fucking medical degrees.
They super duper smart, right? That's the only way I can explain it.
Right.
And they saying, motherfucker, wash your hands. I'm washing my fucking hands.
Right.
I'm staying away from large fucking crowds. Fuck the movies. I'll be mad as shit if it was summertime and all the Marvel movies coming out. I'd been pissed off right now, right? But anyway, just listen to what the fuck they saying. Don't think it ain't no hoax. The shit is real.
Right.
The shit is fucking real.
Yeah, that whole hoax talk is
like motherfuckers think I be playing like I'm not dapping you the fuck up. I'm giving you toe tap, kid and play taps, elbow daps, all that shit. Fuck all that shit.
I feel you.
Fuck up. Unless we both got hand sanitizers on the table and I see you wash your hands and I clean my hands, then I dap you up.
Right.
I don't even want to go to fucking McDonald's. I'm not no. Fuck that shit. I ain't eating out nowhere. I'm gonna go to the fucking grocery store, buy my shit until they be like that shit leveled off. Cause ain't nobody trying to go like that. I'm being dead fucking serious.
Right, for real. All right, so this is the World Health Organization, and once again, this is Open Shots, the show. I'm your host, Alex, along here with
Rick.
Rick, what you sipping on?
Motherfucking Heineken, and we got for your 40th B-Day. I bought you some.
Hey, don't give the number away.
I got you some. Man, come on, you a guy. Fuck that shit. I got you some black. I got you. Oh yeah, there. I got you some Jim Beam Black Extra Age Bourbon. This ain't your regular bullshit Jim Beam. This that motherfucking good Jim Beam.
All right,
like for everybody that drink Jack Daniels, you drink Jack Daniels?
Every once in a while.
Okay, this is the equivalent of Gentleman Jack. You know the difference, right, between Jack Daniels and Gentleman Jack?
One is Canadian, one's in Tennessee.
No, Gentleman Jack Daniels.
Gentleman Jack is aged longer.
Yeah, that's what this is. That's why it's smoother.
All right, learn something new every day. All right, so we're staying on topic still with coronavirus, but we're gonna get into what the global health efforts have been, not only a part of the World Health Organization, but the U.S. government and also local governments. This is pretty much what the World Health Organization is saying in terms of like really, really worry. A recent surge in critically ill patients requiring mechanical ventilation has strained some health systems and exhausted biomedical supplies and staff. If you're older, if you have issues of like heart disease, if you've got issues with lungs, then those are something to worry about. The WHO is also working closely with the International Air Transport Association, which is essentially airlines, in terms of coming up with ways to limit and control the spread of this virus. And the WHO, this is from, again, the WHO's website. The WHO has activated the Research and Development Blueprint to accelerate diagnostics, vaccines, and therapeutics. So essentially, it sounds like from that statement, they're in acceleration stage of trying to find a cure.
That's good.
That worries me.
Yeah, but
it's good, but it worries me.
But I've heard on the radio. Not sometimes. Most of the time in the morning. Well, not most of the time, depending on what season it is. But I just happen to pay. I do listen to C-SPAN and radio in the morning, and a doctor was on air saying that it might take them 6 to 8 months to come up with a cure, right? But before they could put that cure to the public, they got to test it.
Absolutely.
For another 4 to 6 months.
Yeah,
right?
The guy who's leading the health, Dr. whatever, he has an Italian last name. That guy, he was like, there are phases for introducing vaccines.
Right, so it could be up to a year to 18 months.
I think that a lot of people are probably thinking that that's late. I think
But this is reality.
Yeah, I know, but I think they're thinking more of like 8 to 12 months. A lot of people have, because of...
If we get on it, dog, I think, man, look, we just gotta remember, man, we sent a man to the moon. I mean, that's not comparable to fucking...
Fighting a virus, yeah.
Right? I mean, they still ain't found a cure for AIDS, right? So, you know, this shit is serious. And, like, they don't want to hurry up and bring that shit out and find out that shit killing motherfuckers that's taking it.
Right.
But, you know what I'm saying? So we just gotta just continue to motherfucking just do basic shit until the shit get airborne, man. Just practice good hygiene. And I'm not saying I wouldn't say I trust the whole government, but I trust the fucking doctors that they doing the right thing.
Right.
Because this shit shouldn't be political. It shouldn't be Republican, Democrat. It just should be we all fucking American and we try and live.
Right.
Yeah. Don't rush the bullshit so the shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? And like I joke, right? Like next year, motherfuckers gonna be taking their corona flu shots next year. They ain't gonna want that shit.
Probably.
And like in 2 years when third flu be having they little jumps, you gonna be looking for it. Flu, coronavirus flu.
Right.
Everything that says that shit on that medicine, I can't wait till that shit happens. It's gonna happen in a couple years, trust me. And that shit gonna be selling the fuck out. Cause I ain't buying no halls unless that shit say coronavirus.
Right.
I ain't buying third flu unless it say coronavirus.
Right.
I ain't buying aspirin unless that shit say like that.
Right on.
Fuck that shit serious, dog.
Right on. I feel you.
You gotta take that shit serious. We can joke about other shit like that, and sometimes we joke about what's going on and shit, but that shit's serious, dog.
Right. We got to talk about the strategic objectives from the World Health Organization, and pretty much they are this. Number 1, interrupt human-to-human transmission. Number 2, identify, isolate, and care for patients early. Number 3, identify and reduce transmission from the animal source. I don't even know how that's still like up there. Like, let's worry about that.
Don't eat bats.
Number 4, address crucial unknowns regarding clinical severity, extent of transmission, and infection. I think that's the level we're at right now, essentially spread in healthcare facilities.
Yeah.
Number 5 is communicate critical risk and event information to all communities, and counter misinformation. That's a stated objective.
Donald Trump.
And the final objective is minimize social and economic impact through multi-sectoral partnerships. That's going to be very, very tough. We'll get to the economics of the coronavirus coming up, but those are the stated objectives. So as of March 12th, there have been reported cases in the DMV. Virginia has 17, DC has 10, and Maryland has 12. But I think of 3 of those Maryland cases, they have actually already fully recovered.
Oh, they did? Okay.
So I think that, it just...
That's though, that shit's close to home because it's Montgomery County and PG County, ain't it?
Right.
It ain't like it's fucking the boondocks.
Right.
It's right in the metro area. And DC right down the street.
Population. So these are some questions. This is coming from WTOP's website. So shout out to WTOP for giving us a little bit of information, just basic stuff. People have a lot of questions about coronavirus. We're hoping to inform, and we're hoping you guys learn at the same time. And question, about the deaths. The bulk of the cases are in Washington State, where 31 of the 40 deaths as of March 12th have taken place.
Yeah, but a lot of them were old as shit.
Right, they were older. And there are risk factors.
So that number should go down. We're not talking politics, but when you talk about the numbers and shit like that, because they had a higher risk of dying.
Yes.
So I am scared of this shit, but when 24 come out of one little jump and they was an old people motherfuckers.
Well, don't forget about the numbers on the Princess Cruise. 600 cases confirmed.
Yeah.
So that number right there is a lot of Americans.
Yeah.
Luckily, they have been able to be like.
But a couple died though, didn't they? Some people died on that cruise ship, didn't they?
I guess they're not counting those numbers.
Okay, I'm not 1,000%. So everybody that had it on there, they survived.
Right now, I have 696.
0 deaths.
That's a good question, Rick. Let's look at it.
Because you had the numbers there.
Yep, I got them. Let's pull it back.
0 deaths. That's amazing.
0.
That's cool. Then.
0 deaths, according to. What is this? Financial Times? According to the Financial Times.
All right.
696
I don't think... a shit like
cases.
This shit ain't partisan. They're not going to lie about this shit.
Okay. So, the bulk of the cases are Washington State. We mentioned that. We also are telling you about 696 confirmed cases of the coronavirus on the cruise ship, which we already mentioned earlier. No deaths. Thanks for bringing that up.
Hey, not to get off topic, though, but that's why I always tell my wife, I ain't fucking with no cruise ship. You meet all type motherfuckers. You ain't fuck that shit. And she used to be like, let's travel. She always used to be like, let's travel the world. Fuck that shit. I don't know if we're gonna get into
I've never done one.
Man, I'd be like, there's so much shit to do in America, you don't gotta go nowhere. Right. You want to go to China? Go to Epcot Center.
You want to go to like something like completely parallel?
Want to go to Puerto Rico? Go to South Beach.
Canada, man. Canada's got so much. Anyway. Is coronavirus still spreading? Again, from the WTO website. Yes. In fact, last week, the number of new cases outside China outnumbered the number of new cases in China for the first time. Thank you, WTOP. What is coronavirus exactly? Pretty much, the CDC says it's a novel coronavirus, something they haven't seen in humans before.
They have seen it in animals.
They've got the DNA genome figured out, and it's likely related to a bat virus similar to SARS. So, another thing is, in general, if the CDC and the WHO and everybody's like, just wash your hands, how dirty do you have to be to like catch a disease from an animal? Like, why are you?
They ate that motherfucker. They eat bats over there.
Apparently,
dog.
It was spread. Because it had to go from a bat to a mammal. So there's an endangered species in China that probably that's how it transmitted to humans, because humans seek this rare animal, a Parangus. I can't even remember.
They eat that shit over there.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. At some point. If you get exposed to COVID-19, how long before you actually get sick?
But the coronavirus been out here for a while. I just learned about it. There's different forms of it.
Yeah. So right now it's COVID-19. That's why I got 2019. Right. So again, going to WTOP, what you need to know. If you get exposed to COVID-19, how long before you actually get sick? 2 to 14 days. That's why the quarantines, or the amount of time a patient has to stay home if their doctor allows them to go, is 2 weeks. So it's like the flu.
Yeah.
What's the U.S. government doing about coronavirus? President Donald Trump signed an $8.3 billion plan to fight coronavirus on March 6th. So for the haters out there, just, we'll get to it. Is there a vaccine for COVID-19? No, not yet. They're working on it.
Yes.
So what should I be doing? And this is according to the CDC. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds.
Yep.
Avoid touching your eyes. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Clean and disinfect frequently. Follow CDC on Twitter. I'm not even on Twitter.
I ain't doing
CDC
that. Just do what your mama told you. Wash your fucking hands.
Right. So thank you, WTOP. That was a great source of information right there. Just general, quick hit-em-ups. There's another thing that's going on, which is price gouging. How much is
But I think the government gonna crack down on that. They're gonna start fining the motherfuckers for doing that shit.
Are they?
And they should though, because at a time like this, they shouldn't do that shit. And like, I ain't gonna lie, young. I was looking for that shit on Friday when I found out. I ain't even take that shit serious until that shit. My man was like that joint in fucking Maryland.
I took it for real serious when the NBA canceled.
See, that was this week.
See, that's when I was like. That was like when I was like, wah, like, what's really going on?
From Friday till yesterday, when I finally got on Amazon, I've been fucking looking like motherfucking shit everywhere I go. Fucking Target, everywhere. Giant, Safeway, shit cleared out. Every day I looked on Amazon, shit cleared out. Non-stop. Finally, yesterday, I just happened to come across the wet ones, right? The hand sanitizer. They were like, we got it in stock, running out soon, but it'll be there by the 23rd. I said, bet, give me 3. Boom. Man, fuck all that, man. I ain't trying to fuck all that shit, dog. Like, just do basic shit, man. For real, like, it shouldn't be. I understand, like, not being in public, right? Not like, you know what I'm saying? But what I don't understand, right, is like the apocalypse people doing, like it's fucking The Walking Dead.
Oh, end of the world.
At some of the restaurants you go, not restaurants, some of the fucking grocery stores you going to, it's like, where the fuck?
There's nothing but vegan food. There's like vegan food.
Yeah, like today I went to go get some shit for the weekend, right? Cause
Shout out to the vegans.
I was like, you know what? Let me get some shit today, cause like the weekend might be crowded, cause the way shit been going. Cause I got off work super early today, so I went to the Safeway like at 9 in the fucking morning, right? Super early, I got off. I'm thinking I'm good. That motherfucker empty, homes, like the fucking food. Like, you serious? And they stock at night. So that means motherfuckers got the Safeway before me.
They got there at like 6.
And like, I ain't even want to fucking do a boneless chicken thighs this weekend, right? I was trying to do some country style pork ribs, right? Them motherfuckers don't never buy that shit when you go to. You don't even know what country pork ribs are, do you?
Nope.
Exactly. They're not regular ribs, right? They're not regular St. Louis style. They're not spare ribs. They're not fucking baby backs. They're country style pork ribs, right? Them motherfuckers was gone. fuck my plan up. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to Safeway. I'm gonna rack up on these country style pork ribs because nobody eats these shits. You know what the fuck they had left at the store? Boneless chicken thighs. Now don't get me wrong, I eat the motherfuckers, boneless and chicken thighs, boneless and skinless, and fucking chicken breast.
Right on.
And all the beef was gone. Chicken wings gone. Chicken thighs gone.
Okay.
Drumsticks gone. Only thing that was left was the Spanish chorizo that was there, which I skipped over because I was like, nah, that's from El Salvador. I ain't getting that shit. Nothing against that, but I just like chorizo, right? So I can make chorizo. Their chorizo's different, right?
Yeah, everybody's
it's different. That's what I meant. You know,
different.
like the Mexican style, you can make it with your eggs.
Venezuelan.
Right. And now when it gets to El Salvador, it's just different, right? So I said, no, I don't want that. Shit. And then I gave up beef for Lent, so I couldn't get the Johnsonville beef brats. So I'm like, fuck, what the fuck am I gonna get? I just don't want to eat chicken thighs. And then I see I never heard of this shit, but it must have been the only sausage left because it was called Logan sausage, right? Never seen it in my life. Safeway brand was gone. The fucking Johnsonville brand.
Shout out to Logan sausage. Hey, we just put you on blast.
No bullshit.
For free.
If that shit come out good, this is the moral of the story.
Yeah.
If that shit come out good, I ain't buying Johnsonville again. I ain't getting Safeway Select again. Young Logan fucking Cajun sausage. If it's good. If it comes out good. I ain't never. That shit must have been underneath all that. Have you heard of Logan sausage?
Fuck no.
Yeah, it's called Logan Cajun sausage. It's a fucking old man like this holding his fucking sausage on the package. That's the part of my story. I ain't want to get off topic.
Right.
I'm sorry.
But sticking on to it is that there's been a shortage of personal protective equipment or PPE.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in the field, because there've been a lot of people just buying things up. So you have this is coming from what is this website? This is from. I think this is coming from Geneva. Oh no, it's coming from the World Health Organization again. Yeah. Just some more info from them. Is that there's a shortage of PPE, and there's been hoarding and misuse, price gouging as well, and 89 million masks are needed each month, and they're running on a shortage of it, and they're recommending an industry.
Well, from what I read, you don't even need a mask. Like, the shit's not airborne, so people just getting paranoid for no reason.
Well, you should still. Well, people who are sick should.
They should. Yes,
right.
The people that are sick. Yes, and then your doctor should provide you with it.
So they would need to increase manufacturing by 40% in order to keep like the gloves.
And for people that wear latex gloves.
But what you mentioned earlier is go ahead about the latex.
For people that wear latex gloves, listen, dummy, don't fucking pump your gas and then fucking drive your car and thinking you safe, because all you doing is passing germs back and forth. If you wear your latex gloves,
throw them away.
Throw them the fuck away. As soon as you pump your gas, listen, okay? Because people think they walking safe with their gloves. As soon as you pump your gas in that gas station, and you pump the gas pump away, if a dirty motherfucker had coronavirus touch that gas pump, and now you touched it with your latex gloves, and now your dumb ass is gonna go start your car with your dirty ass car keys now that are dirty now, and start driving down the street with the same latex gloves you pumped your gas with, right. And then you open your door and take your gloves off, and then you read back and touch your car key later on another errand, you got the shit. So whatever you do, take your fucking gloves off. If you go to the store, if you want to have latex gloves, I'm not a doctor, that's common fucking sense, okay? You got your latex gloves, you go to the store, buy your groceries, take your fucking gloves off. Don't take the germs to your house. Listen to Dr. Rick. And if you want to ski and slopes with me, I'm Ranger Rick. I'm everything Rick, okay? Throw your fucking gloves away. Ride around with a pack of gloves. Every time you make a move, put new gloves on. Gloves, and don't stash those gloves. Because once you touch something, it's just like being on your fingers.
Right.
And if you ain't going to wash your gloves, then you're just basically not washing your hands.
All right, so
throw your gloves away.
Let's go to an article on this is on March 3rd, 2020, and this is coming from the World Health Organization's website. A quote from Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, World Health Organization director.
Yeah, whatever, he good.
Quote, without secure supply chains, business, the risk to healthcare workers around the world is real. Industry and governments must act quickly to boost supply, ease export restrictions, and put measures in place to stop speculation and hoarding. We can't stop COVID-19 without protecting health workers first. So
that's true though.
If that happens,
that's true. He's absolutely.
You know, those people have lives too, and they walk around.
Absolutely.
Supplies can take months.
Shit, my wife a nurse. I'd be scared as shit every time she comes.
Supplies can take.
No bullshit. You think I'm lying?
Supplies can take months to deliver, and market manipulation is widespread, with stock frequently sold to the highest bidder. The WHO has so far shipped nearly 500,000 sets of personal protective equipment to 47 countries, but supplies are getting low. And we're going by the W Health organizations, like, you know, supplies in terms of their warehouses and their overall efforts globally. And based on WHO modeling, an estimated 89 million medical masks are required by the COVID-19 each month. Mentioned that earlier. For examination gloves, that figure goes up to 76 million, while international demand for goggles stands at 1.6 million per month. These are just numbers in terms of finance. To meet the global demand, they have to increase by 40%. If you're going to try and, I think now it becomes an issue of business and geopolitical politics.
It shouldn't be about politics. It's about saving people.
There's definitely, you know, the ability to, you know, make a change. So, I mean, there's lots of business people out there. So, we mentioned the travel ban. Oh, let's get into it. The travel ban. Donald Trump, travel ban. So, that's its own separate topic. Let's stick with coronavirus. So, economic events. Obviously, we're missing out on March Madness, NBA basketball.
Yeah.
The NHL canceled theirs.
Yeah.
But you got baseball talking about spend, you know, so
for 2 more weeks. It depending on how it go, they might don't start.
All right, what about what's going on locally? Montgomery County schools are canceled until the 26th.
Right. I'm all for it, dog.
Local universities are closing.
I mean, this is what happens when the fucking global pandemic happens. I mean, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing we can do. If they say you can't go, you can't go. If you don't get paid, then that's a tough situation. I think bill collectors need to realize what the fuck is going on. They shouldn't try to fucking take advantage of shit like this. That should be a fucking crime.
They should.
Right? They should understand, like, if certain shit start happening and people can't pay their phone or can't pay their gas, they got to understand this ain't the fucking apocalypse and this ain't the Walking Dead.
Right.
Right? Understand the shit. Adjust the shit.
It shouldn't all be about economics, right?
Right. It shouldn't always be about money. It should be about humanity right now. I'm dead fucking serious about that shit. So hopefully fucking somebody in the state of Maryland do something good.
Somebody learned a lesson from The Walking Dead.
Right. Not that. But yeah.
Somebody got one.
But I'm just saying, like, the way the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Don't cut the water off. Don't cut the gas off. Don't cut electricity off. If it get to a point where people can't go to fucking work because they got to take care of their kids, right? They got to be something that you know, they got to be an understanding. Maybe it has to be Governor Hogan to be like, we live in Maryland.
It has to be unions.
Yeah, but we live in Maryland. We can't control what the fuck Washington Gas or Pepco do, right?
Right.
He can control that, right? I'm just thinking
to an extent.
He can.
We're not trying to, unless they're trying to make every motherfucking major state look like fucking Detroit.
Right, but he just declared national emergency. He could technically, I don't know if he can do that, but he could be like, stop that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? So, okay. I'm just saying, worst case scenario.
English Premier, they suspended their season. Theme parks, Disneyland is closed.
Fuck my vacation up. I was supposed to go in July.
Disneyland is closed. Oh, I didn't even know that. That's not even related to, like, trying to take a shot at you.
Fuck my
shit. Literally, it's not.
No. When I saw it yesterday, fuck my shit up.
I'm just looking. So, English Premier League, NHL, you know, obviously, NCAA tournament, NBA, and Disneyland. I saw Disneyland was closed.
Disney World closed today. Disneyland's California. Disney World, where I go to.
Orlando.
Yep. Just for the end of the month. They did it
yesterday.
But I don't even know if I want to go in July if it's good. Like, okay. For real.
Here's something else that's being canceled. Amazon removed more than 1 million listings for items claiming to cure or defend against the coronavirus, according to a report from Reuters. This is coming from CNET, by the way. And Amazon also removed thousands of items from merchants for price gouging.
Yeah.
So shout out to Amazon if you're actually doing that.
That's why I got wet ones. I got shit that I've always saw.
But if Amazon's going to do something like that, which is great, I totally get it.
But they ran out.
They should let their workers unionize. So Amazon, you know what I'm saying? You really care about the people. Let the people build the union, and everybody's going to be good.
Yeah, but it's politics. If you own Amazon and you want to pay the union wage, then you got to charge us more.
No, but if you own Amazon, the way that Bezos is thinking about it, you're a global empire, so there's a lot of cargo and movement and people. So you want to appease the federal government to be like, what restrictions do I have to work at? What are they?
Yeah,
and
but the more he pays his employers, the more he charges the consumer. That's how business works.
Right, but he still
That's why we get our fucking iPhones made in China.
But do you understand that where we're at right now with the WHO saying, the World Health Organization is saying, is that we're at a global pandemic. So in terms of moving things globally,
yeah,
you're like at a python grip. So what?
But when this is over, what do you expect him to do?
But what Bezos is still trying to do is to keep that global chain alive. Otherwise, there's so many people that depend on him. So I'm sure the federal government is going to help him out, but that's why he did that. So, and I'll read it back. I'll read it back what Amazon did. And they removed thousands of items.
That is good. I get that. I understand that. That's good.
Right. They removed more.
You talking about unionizing Amazon? Like he's not.
Oh no, they did. No, they did. Yeah. Well, he's not going to want to do that.
No, because as a business owner, that don't make sense.
Well, if you want.
Man, this is
everybody can make money. Everybody can make money.
This is what people don't understand when they always be like, "You want the shit made in America." I'm all for that.
Speaking about made in America,
unless you willing to pay, because Americans want to get paid.
Yeah,
we don't want to get paid for cheap. And if I'm an owner and I gotta pay you $25, I'm not saying you're gonna make $25 an hour at Amazon, but let's say you do, because that's why American cars are so much. Because you get paid $30 an hour at Ford just to put 5 bolts in an assembly line, every tire, left tire, all right? And then you wonder why the fuck this fucking Ford Prius costs $30,000.
There's differences in unions. So I don't know about that union. I know I'm speaking on behalf of
the auto union is destroying the fucking auto industry.
The electrical union,
which is good. I'm all for unions, but don't be mad because that same fucking Ford that's $90,000, but you could get the Chinese version or the Toyota version for half the price. Because they not fucking paying the guys who build that shit that much money. That's why the iPhone is made in China. If the iPhone was made in America, it'd be like fucking $3,000 for iPhone.
I'm not building
cars. It is a shame.
I'm a tradesman.
Me too. So but I'm just saying it's a shame that it's like that. And the only reason why I say it like that is because I understand, because I'm in the service industry.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I do for a living. So we get something for a certain price, and at the end of the day, we want to service the customer, but we need to make a profit, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about a profit.
Right.
No one's gonna want to do this shit just to break even.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Amazon, the reason why they so dirt cheap on their shit is because they paying their employees dirt cheap. That's why Walmart you get shit for cheap. Once Walmart, which I believe there should be a minimum wage for shit. Mm-hmm. Right, because especially how America is growing in
Walmart
cost of living,
people unionized.
The minimum wage should be that federally. To live in today's world and you're only making fucking 7-something, whatever minimum wage, you can't fucking live. You Section 8 your whole life, and that's bullshit. Yeah. Right? That's not the American dream. Right? But employees, like if I owned a fucking company, like, it's easy for me to say because I don't. But if I did, I'm not fucking bullshit. I would pay you fucking $15 an hour. Right? Mm-hmm. Right? That means you know what I would do? I'll just up my fucking price for the customers. If my shit is good, they gonna pay. It's like being a drug dealer. If you got some lunch meat, they gonna pay for that shit. If you got some bush, they gonna be like, fuck no, I go to Amazon. But if Rick got that, you gonna pay top dollar.
All right, so Donald Trump, travel ban. You still have the travel ban existing with some other nations, I believe, in the Middle East.
I think he was too late on that shit, personally, if you ask me.
We're not getting there yet. So currently there's 26 European Union countries, except for the United Kingdom, which makes no sense.
All the ones that had open borders.
Well,
yeah, look at
England has opened.
No, they left the European Union. They're in the process, so they closed their borders.
Right.
All the 26 countries,
smart.
all the 26 countries that he banned,
they got lucky.
All the 26 countries that he banned have open borders. Think about it. He's always saying he don't like that shit.
Right.
You don't think he just do that shit to throw it in their face? And fucking England coronavirus rates keep going. And the bitch pressed him about that shit in his fucking news conference today. And he's like, well, we're going to look into it about stopping them from doing this.
So the price gouging we talked about with Amazon.
They should get fined. When they catch them, fine them.
This was on a travel ban. One of several reporters, and this is from NPR, was looking to leave Europe. And this is what they posted on their Twitter account was that literally from Mike McIntyre, who's working on some other story that they were going to travel out of Europe from, is that bedlam at U.S.-bound airlines at de Gaulle Airport in Paris early this a.m. as Americans pay as much as $20,000 for last-minute flights. How does that happen? And the whole...
What airline was this?
I don't know. But
that wasn't here.
That was in France.
That's some bullshit.
Ago.
We should never help them motherfuckers again.
Well, that's not cool.
It ain't, because these motherfuckers gay. Well, except if you're a U.S. citizen,
$20,000.
You don't have till Friday.
That's tough.
But you need to hurry up and get here.
$20,000.
You need to hurry up and get here.
But it shouldn't even go like that. It should be like,
I agree.
Who's
1,000%.
Who's up on the list? And then, like,
agree.
if there's one extra seat for sale, like, where you going with it?
But like, I get it a little bit, because if you traveling internationally, dog, you got bread. You ain't broke.
Right. All right. So the other
you
thing,
ain't 20,000. I could drop 20,000 rich. I'm pretty sure you ain't that, but you got some ink.
So Mike Pence is also in charge of the.
He shouldn't even do it.
He's working the travel around.
He's gonna be like, we need to pray.
Right now they have 13 airports where Americans coming from abroad are supposed to be screened. So Mike Pence is in charge of that. Plus, he recommended that. He's in charge of that. Plus, he also recommended.
He shouldn't even be in charge of that shit.
I mean, he got put in charge of the effort against this.
That's what he did.
Because I don't think he's that much of a scientist or.
Right. What you know what it was? He didn't want somebody going in front of national TV and telling the fucking truth. All Mike Pence do, for him to be such a Christian and don't like gay people, he sure do suck a lot of dick.
Right.
That's all he do. That's all he fucking do. And maybe that's what he's supposed to do. Okay. And I shouldn't say that, but that's what he do. My daughter got mad when I said that. But
once again, this is Open Shots. Man, I'm your host, Alex.
She got mad when I said that. But
along here with...
She don't like Republicans. She just don't like when I say shit like that.
Along here with...
Rick,
what you sipping on?
Motherfucking Heineken. We about to get on that gym busy.
Yeah, we're about to take these Open Shots on Open Shots. Hit us up at openshotsdmv@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. You know what it is. We get it in. We're still on coronavirus because there's so much to go into. We're going to end it. We're going to shift post right now because start with coronavirus. We're going to go and move over to China and then Democratic primaries, travel ban, Chelsea Manning, and then Weinstein. So China is floating conspiracy theories that the U.S. is to blame during the military world games, that they were somehow the proponents.
I don't believe nothing that China say.
Of this.
They're state-run TV. They're trying to save face of how they couldn't stop this fucking shit because they wanted to hide the shit for so fucking long. They should have just been upfront with everybody in the beginning. Right?
Well, I think you have to look at it in terms of strategy. If you actually do believe that it may have, because China is a very super disciplined, if something's off, they're getting in your shit. They're a state-run,
I know that,
like, environment.
Communist country.
So if you would at any point believe that the U.S. military was involved in some type of biological warfare, you should immediately come out screaming and yelling fire.
Absolutely.
As opposed to keeping a doctor's mouth closed from speaking, and then he later dies.
Their argument has no meaning. That's why, and
I would believe it if all those other factors
I'm not
were
believing
reversed.
nothing. I'm not believing nothing that they say.
Yeah, no, I don't.
They fucked up. They destroyed the fucking world. Every country should make them pay economically when we get good. Stop trading with they dumbass for being so fucking stupid. Don't rely on China for all your shit. Make people pay more. I'm just talking shit because I'm getting drunk. We get all that shit from China.
I think.
But there needs to be a fucking investigation of what the fuck happened.
Okay, so
that's why they don't want American fucking doctors in there or fucking investigators in there. They don't want the truth to come out.
So let's move on to economics. 10% drop in stocks, worse since 1987 crash. That was 2 days ago. We have the travel ban, which also limits a lot of business. The Federal Reserve cut interest rates, for more consumer purchasing power. Lower interest rates by the feds.
Right.
Spend some more.
I got it.
Global supply chain is pretty much at a choke right now. We could be looking at a global recession. It's been 10 years since the global housing collapse. So, coincidence? And this is just me speaking here out loud.
No coincidence. Man. This shit,
10 years?
No one can predict some shit like this to happen. I don't believe in conspiracy theories. right? And if fucking people try to rip people off on the stage like this, they need to get prosecuted to the fullest extent.
For
trying to sell people fake dreams like they did when we had the last recession.
You talking about like snake oil?
No, I'm talking about like motherfucking any type thing. Anything. Any fucking thing. You selling your shit for too much, boom. You scam motherfucker, try to sell your shit, boom.
All right, so credit ratings are being changed to company status because everybody's taking a loss. So you know how you have your A, B, and C ratings on stocks?
Yeah.
A plus, A minus.
Well, I'm not into stocks.
All right, well, just grades on a player, like fucking whatever.
More shit to help the rich people stay rich.
Okay, exactly. And so now the credit ratings is changing from guaranteed or good and junk because everybody's losing money.
Right.
So everybody now, in terms of credit ratings in the world, are now kind of getting to a similar level, which is. It's one of those things that the federal people, well, the money people,
rich people are getting scared.
Yeah,
that's all it is. They're getting fucking petrified. Shit in America is not gonna stop. You ain't gonna be able to do international flights, maybe.
Well, it had me thinking on something different, which is that now you can't tell the difference between good and junk, because now junk can actually make money for whatever reason.
What they gonna make money on?
I don't know.
So how they making money?
I don't know.
So then what are you saying?
If it happens, then now you don't know the difference between junk and good shit.
You should know if you smart.
Well, but this is a change in the credit ratings. So now I don't know what you're classified at. If we get over this, are your initial ratings gonna go back to where they were? If you're able to make a profit, or are you staying where you're at?
If you're making money, then you should have good credit.
Right, but a lot of the bottom tiered companies that trade globally are now almost getting at level. They could get at level with huge powerhouses that are dropping for whatever business they have. They actually could be overtakers of an industry.
I don't think that's going to happen.
We'll see.
That's not gonna happen.
We'll see.
Come on, man.
That's my conspiracy.
Don't let them people fool you, man.
They
just trying. They do, and they probably not to lose no money out their pocket.
So
and they want Donald Trump to bail them out.
They're saying that
that's why they saying all this bullshit.
They're saying the coronavirus started in China. Was it created or accidental? How? Why?
I really do believe it was from a fucking animal, man.
It is. It's been confirmed from a bat.
And you know what? They should. If I lived in China, you should just ban eating monkeys and bats and.
It's called a pangolin. Pangolin is the likely carrier from bats, because you had the bat and then you need mammal to mammal. So pangolin.
I mean,
that's the name of the album that they be eating.
It could have happened anywhere, right? That's like when they had mad cow disease. You don't know. They've been eating bats for centuries, right? So I ain't gonna hold them for that. But this should make you change. Well, we didn't stop eating cows, but
cows are yummy though. I mean, like
yeah,
a burger?
yeah. But this shit.
Sorry if you're a vegan.
Yeah, I ain't.
But that's why there's plenty of food at the grocery store.
But this shit and how it started. They should have been more upfront. There should have been a better job. I think us as Americans, as America, should have did a better job of before fucking 2 weeks ago getting serious about this. I think whoever he had working and fucking
Pence. It was Pence. He was praying.
But yeah, that shit ain't work.
But he was praying.
But Pence just got into it a couple weeks ago.
He was praying in front of a library. As soon as they found out
shit like that was going on in China, he should have been working on shit like, okay, what can we do? Do we need tests? Because you had to know that shit. Once it got to fucking Europe, why are we waiting to get to fucking Washington State, not D.C.?
Yeah.
Why we wait? Why we wait until a fucking cruise ship that had a fucking... Then he was mad, like, why you let the Americans in here? Remember when the motherfucker was mad about it? We should have been working on that shit then. That was a month and a half ago.
Right.
Why wait until it touched land to worry about the shit? That I don't like.
I don't have control at that level.
Right?
I don't even know.
Who does he have working? Who does he have working there?
Yeah.
Right? And then he was playing politics with the shit. Calling it a Democratic hoax. Shit like that ain't no hoax, dog. When it comes to other people's lives that's dying like that, and it could potentially die like that, and come to where we at, man, fuck that.
Okay.
That's some bullshit. He always trying to play into his base. That's why his dumbass ain't get tested now. He touching motherfucking presidents that got that shit. Man, he's
Wash your
stupid.
hands.
I can't
Wash
wait
your
till he
hands.
get out this jump, man. Wash your hands. Thank you, man.
Once
Don't
again,
get me rambling on.
Yeah, once again, is that show Open Shots. Hit us
Fuck
up at
Donald Trump.
Hit us up at openshotsdmv@gmail.com. I'm your host, Alex, along here with
Rick.
Rick, what you
Donald
sipping
Trump.
on?
Motherfucker, we about to take these shots. We be sipping on Jim Beam
Right
right
on.
now. You ready?
Yeah.
And then we gonna get into that motherfucking Democratic shit.
Yeah.
Primaries. Even though none of my candidates are there.
So, Rick, the Democratic primaries. Is Biden back? What's up with Sanders' numbers? What's up with the losers backing Biden and nobody talking about Sanders? What's up with the remaining primaries, which we have big numbers on that? And what's up with the plan to beat Trump? Let's start with, is Biden back in the primaries?
He is back because the people that vote in the Democratic Party voted him back. I think his message doesn't relate to all Democrats. He hasn't expanded his base. That's why he's not going nowhere.
Okay. So currently we have 31 primaries remaining for the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has 31 primaries remaining.
But there's only 2 major states left.
Okay. Which are?
Florida and New York.
Okay.
That carry the most delegates.
Okay.
Because Biden done won Texas. What's his name? Bernie won California. But he didn't win all of the delegates. The other big one was Michigan. Biden won. He's up right now, last time I checked, by 44 points in Florida. And I know Bernie's not going to win New York.
Right on. Well, for the DMV, just so you're up to date on the primaries, the Democratic primaries, and this is Open Shots, you know where we're at. Rick, what you sipping on?
Heineken.
I'm over here with getting sponsored by beers. So where you at? And shout out to, what was the name of that sausage manufacturer?
Logan's. You in there. I'm going to let y'all know next time y'all I'm here, y'all. Yeah. You in there. Yeah, Logan's. So, clutch.
So March 3rd of,
Game 6
of
MJ
this year
clutch
was the Virginia Democratic primary. On April 28th is Maryland's primary, and on June 2nd is the District of Columbia. Yeah, just for the DMV, our DMV listeners, so you know.
I'm be honest with you, I don't like any of our
Virginia's
candidates.
Already passed. Maryland, April 28th.
He won Virginia. Biden won Virginia.
Well, that was well, I'm just saying. So 31 primaries remaining. Sanders' numbers, what happened? Because, you know, we're looking at 4 years ago, and I think we both came up with the exact same argument, which was...
Nobody wanted to vote for a woman president.
They didn't. So they're sexist. A lot of America is sexist. Yeah.
And Bernie's supporters, the young vote, who he was supposed to bring out, were down 17% this time. So that means they got 4 years older and realized, you know what? That shit ain't going to work. My personal opinion.
Or just got lazy.
Or lazy.
Yeah.
Or he didn't expand his base.
Like right. I was didn't expand his base. I think.
Like what I was telling you earlier is like I make fun of Biden now because when Trump was like Sleepy Joe, when the debates first started, I was telling my other cousin Carlito was like, I don't like Joe Biden because during the debate he'd like freeze up like shit like that. Yeah. And so like I was telling you earlier, I was for Harris, but she kept flip flopping. Yeah. She wasn't ready for the prime time.
She wasn't.
I like Cory Booker because he was young, but he didn't. No one rallied around him. I even like Buttigieg, but I knew if they weren't going to vote for fucking Hillary, they definitely weren't going to vote for him.
Because
he's gay.
All right, so this is terrible. I was watching...
And he's young. I don't like these old fucking people.
All right, so this is terrible. I was on social media or whatever the fuck, watching some video, and people were going to vote, and they're like, who are you voting for? I'm like, I'm voting for Mayor Pete or whatever. Like, sweet, blah, blah, blah. And then they got to talking, and I'm guessing it's a dissuader, like why, just go vote, just be supportive. Mm-hmm. But the conversation came up about, well, he's married to a man, and then the people who were voting for Mayor Pete were like, he's married to a man? He's gay? Yeah, I'm not voting for him.
That's what I'm saying.
And it was like...
That's why I knew... That's why I knew I wouldn't... Person? But this is America. America's not ready for that.
Yeah. Wow.
All them
We've
people...
had so many ironies, but...
They're not ready for that, dog. Even though you're Democratic. That's why I said if y'all listen to our show, I always tell y'all there's two different Democrats, okay? There's the one that live in our area, or urban area, and then you got the ones that live in Alabama like Doug Jones, a senator. He don't agree with that shit. He's not going to tell you that publicly. But deep down in his heart, he's going to be like, I'm Joe Biden.
Well,
because he has to worry about his constituents
in
the state of Alabama.
And that's what a lot of these career
You
politicians
see what I'm
do.
saying? So
You're not.
He's
Are you down with AOC?
No, I'm not, because she's fucking crazy. I understand her intentions, right? They mean well, right?
I'm just putting you on the spot. Well, you could change the topic.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Because you mentioned something.
I
about
understand where she's coming from, and Green New Deal, all that shit. I get it, right? And it's cool. It'll never pass the fucking House.
Okay.
It definitely, if it does by a miracle, it'll never get past the Senate. But her views, and just like Bernie's views, and I guess they call themselves progressives. Now I'm a Democrat, right? I guess I'm not a progressive. I'm not. I'm just a moderate Democrat.
Progressive. Okay, so
or maybe I'm in the middle, because I agree with some of the shit they say.
So,
but how they gonna pay for it? They don't sell me on how they gonna pay for it.
Okay, so
it shouldn't be. Not to interrupt you, but it feels like everybody that support Bernie. Mm-hmm. Tell me if I'm wrong. Just tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't know it.
No, I'm just going to. No, this is my perspective of them.
Yeah, so spit.
They want free beer, free food. They want free cars, free education. They want to work for free. Like Yang, they want $1,000 a month for free. They want everything in life for free. And they can't tell you how they're going to pay for it.
Okay. So
am I wrong?
This is what you're getting. Your perspective. You said
my
perspective. Your intuition.
And this is what Bernie says. We want to make the top 1% pay for it.
Okay, so voters are switching to Biden. Why aren't they sticking with Bernie?
Because they realize that what Bernie is saying would never pass the House or the Senate.
And currently. But they couldn't vote for a dream as president?
They couldn't vote for who?
A dream as president. Whatever. The next winner over the current. Just like underdog.
I think I was joking when I just said, right? But I agree that, I think that what he's thinking, right? One, he's too old to try to run a revolution like that. Mm-hmm. And two, he don't have the Democratic backing. And it ain't the fucking system is rigged. He's not even a Democrat. He's an independent. Okay? He's running under the Democratic Party to help get elected. And I'm glad he's doing that, because if he ran as an independent, he'll probably split some of the Democratic vote.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So his extreme views, he's not really a Democratic person. He's an independent person who sides with Democratic policies.
Therefore, you don't believe in him.
Exactly.
He's not really raising your flag.
Right.
Okay.
Not only that, is that most of my views, and I've told you this, are Democratic views.
Okay, so this is coming from the USA Today by Peter Funt. Great article. His arguments are, in general, for Democrats overthinking the 2020 nomination race, time to let passions rule. Just who you really want. Democrats must get behind the candidate who ignites their passion instead of trying to out-analyze the analyst. This is going to Donald Trump. Incumbent presidents, especially those able to cite robust economic figures, have an enormous advantage. Trump's base is solid, so the election will hinge on swing voters in a few battleground states. What are those battleground states?
Michigan, Florida, Ohio, Wisconsin. That's it.
Okay.
Pennsylvania.
So you think a lot of them are going to flip?
Yeah, Joe Biden could get back Pennsylvania. Joe Biden could get back Michigan. Maybe not Ohio, because the way they are right now, but he could possibly get back Florida. We don't need Ohio. We need Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Florida.
Okay.
And he'll get to 275. Bernie, I believe, can get Michigan over Donald Trump. He can't. You have to remember, Michigan, who was vice president when Obama saved the auto industry?
Who's vice president? Oh, Joe Biden.
Exactly.
From Delaware.
You think they're going to forget? Now, he might have hurt them with the trade deficit, and some of them, and not trade deficit, but like TPP or whatever.
Right now.
But he might have hurt them because he agreed with TPP or whatever the fuck that shit was called, the New Deal they have, whatever the fuck. Right? I can't remember right now.
Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Right? And that hurt American jobs. Okay? But a lot of people fucking in Congress voted for that shit. Right. And then people want to talk about the war in Iraq. Yes, that was a bad war. We should never gotten that war. But people forget the height we were living in when we voted to invade Iraq. And let's not forget our president, George Bush, lied to America saying that they were weapons of mass destruction. And yes, Bernie probably did vote no to invade Iraq, and I give him credit for it. Absolutely, not taking that away from him, right? Because he's independent. He's independent, right? And it's not saying you have to be Democratic or Republican to vote for that shit, but he's always been his own mind, right? More power to him. He voted no for it, and he could hold his hand on that. I got it. Totally understand. But don't forget, the young people who love Bernie, who weren't even fucking born when that shit happened, when 9/11 all that shit happened, we lived it. We was there. We was paranoid. And I wasn't even a fucking Republican. I didn't even like George Bush. And I believed him when he said there's weapons of mass destruction, because we still have the Twin Towers crumbling at that time. Even though the CIA lied.
Yeah. And the FBI.
Yeah. And he lied to us. And that's another topic. Don't get me started on it.
All right, so I think let's wrap up the Democratic primaries. So
sure, I got
the question of elected. Wait, let me bring it back in.
Yeah,
we're still playing in the infield. The electability question has always come up.
Well,
do you think that
Americans are speaking? Who's more electable?
So
I don't think the system is rigged.
You mentioned earlier that young voters didn't show up for Bernie.
Yeah,
and there's still a lot of people about Bernie. So was it essentially? It kind of comes down to like a wave that was lost, or a wave that's middle, or a wave that's active. But not everybody else is active as they once were.
No, it's what sounds good, but then when somebody when you hear it on TV, right, and you hear all this shit he wants to give you,
yeah,
and then when people ask him, well, how are you going to pay for it? And then you tell America that we're going to add $35 trillion to the debt. And then we're going to raise taxes for the lower and middle class people. If you live in fucking Wannon, Louisiana, and you're a fucking Democrat, why? I understand. There should be Medicare for all, right? There's got to be a better way we can pay for it. I think healthcare, everyone should have healthcare. I think that we should expand on the Affordable Care Act. Right. We voted for that. Let's not destroy it.
Donald Trump is trying to do it.
If
the
you're
GOP
fucking,
is trying to do it.
Right? Let's expand on it and improve it and make it better. Because what unions fought for, they fought for their own health care, right? So basically, you're they fought for it. So now you're ripping that away. Let me lay my groundwork so you can understand why I won't vote for Bernie Sanders, right? If he's a nominee, I will. But why when it comes to Maryland primary, I won't. And one I already told you, after he lost Super Tuesday to the other states, and how all his fucking supporters was crying like babies saying the shit was rigged. It's not fucking rigged. Go out and vote. Okay? If you really have a problem, you have.
Because you were talking about the week before and the week after.
Right. He won Iowa. He won Vermont. And
that was last week.
Yeah. I forgot whatever bullshit state he won. It wasn't rigged then. Was it rigged when he lost all 80-something counties in the state of Michigan?
There you go. Great point.
Okay? I understand if it was like 50-50.
I'm not a Bernie hater. I'm still trying to figure out who the Democrats are.
I shouldn't say.
So
look.
Who are they throwing out there to beat Donald Trump?
Well, America is speaking right now. Obviously, it's Joe Biden.
Joe Biden?
Joe Biden. I wasn't for Joe Biden. I was actually going to, I told you, I was going to lean towards Bernie.
I'm towards Kamala.
But no, I'm talking about the two that were left. When it was just Bernie and Joe Biden, I was going to say, you know what?
Honestly, I was
going to see the debates.
I was leaning towards anybody but Bernie because of the heart attack back in August.
Not that. It's just I believe nothing that, even if he was elected president, nothing that he thinks will happen.
Right.
Because the way America is right now, it's going to be hard for us to flip the Senate. Very hard. We're never going to get North Dakota back. We're never going to get South Dakota back. We might get Arizona, maybe Nevada. Those are purple states, right? You have to remember the whole Southeast. We're not going to get.
Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina,
like
Alabama.
You have to remember. Al Gore was a fucking Democrat out of Tennessee. You think we're ever gonna get a fucking Democratic senator in Tennessee?
It's a lot of states.
You just think now. Those two senators we're never gonna get. You have to remember we're not going. So even if it passes a Democrat, and the Democrats that won us the Congress back, weren't running on Bernie shit, right? They were talking about fixing healthcare Affordable Care Act, Obamacare.
Right, which is now trying to get
and he wants to get rid of it. You know how
eliminated.
hard.
He's not the only one. A lot of people out there who are voting for Donald Trump, and
but I'm not a Republican.
Well, I'm just looking at it from the other side. You got to look at strategy.
And you know what pissed me off?
What he's doing, and his base is solid. That's the toughest part to be able to beat Donald Trump, in my opinion. I think that there has to be a strong, and I think Joe Biden makes a formidable competitor, but Donald Trump's base is so hard. But you mentioned
he could flip them. He could flip them. He could get them.
The people that
don't really want to vote for a woman, right? So the only option
not
was
voting for Donald Trump and the other smarter but still reasonable.
Joe Biden could compete with Trump. I think so can Bernie. I don't think Bernie could win the rural voters that got Donald Trump elected.
Right.
Just like Hillary couldn't.
Because we mentioned this earlier.
I think Biden could win those.
The assimilation between socialism and communism is
way. And there's a lot of social programs in America. That's I understand that, right? There's a lot, right? But the way that Donald Trump
is ready to
flip somebody it, and he'll be the next Fidel Castro. He'll scare them away, saying don't. And some of his ideas, I shouldn't say that I don't like the progressive movement, shit like that. I sometimes talk shit on my mouth. I understand what Bernie's trying to do. Right. I really do. Right? But at the end of the day, you got to be realistic. Is that shit going to fucking pass? Right?
Has to be able to work.
And what I don't like is when somebody sell me false hope.
Right.
Okay? You have to look at your demographics. Right?
Yeah.
You really think a Republican Senate is going to pass Medicare for all?
No. They're not going to pass any type of worker protection. You
really think a Democratic House is even going to send it to the Senate? They might do it just because there's a Democratic president. They might not do it because when you do that, I mean you're on record for it.
Right.
Right. And some of those fucking Democratic House members help with the Affordable Care Act. You think they're just gonna kick Obama shit out? Fuck no. Obama's like one of the fucking top Democrats ever. And when I hear fucking Bernie supporters, supporters talk shit about Biden, don't bother me. But when they talk about Barack, bother me. You turn me off right there.
There you go.
It might be my age or whatever, but
beliefs and
But if I think like that, there's millions of other people that think like that. I got a motherfucker poster of him in my house. I got a picture of him on my fridge. He's my generation of John F. Kennedy. Remember back in the days with the 50s and 60s, with the 60s and 70s, people had the picture of John F. Kennedy in their house?
Yeah.
That's me with Barack Obama in my house.
All right.
So you gonna talk shit about him? You ain't got my vote.
Right on.
Fuck no.
Once again, this is that show, Open Shots. Hit us up at openshotsdmv@gmail.com. I am your host, Alex.
Rick.
What are you sipping on?
You already know Ninja Turtles, Hannah.
I'm over here with beers. Let's get supported and let's get them sausages popping because you never know.
Logan's, dog. I'm going to let you know.
Hey,
in 2 weeks, dog. I'm going to let you know,
You got to let us know because Logan's
Cajun.
Keep it or dump it.
All right. I'm going to let you know.
So we already know about Donald Trump's travel ban. Let's get you back to the top. So our topics, we started off with coronavirus. Let you know a lot about that. We moved on to China. Then we moved on to the Democratic primaries. Travel ban by Donald Trump, which not only the Europe and also other countries. We just didn't get into the other Muslim banned countries. So Chelsea Manning is being released. This is our fifth topic, and we got one more coming up. Chelsea Manning, according to CNN Politics, quote, former Army intelligence analyst Chelsea Manning will be released from jail after being held for 10 months because testimony she refused to give to a secret grand jury is no longer needed, a federal judge said on Thursday.
For real?
Manning was fined $256,000 in fines for refusing to testify, according to the judge. This goes back to WikiLeaks. Manning was jailed for nearly, still sticking to CNN Politics, quote, Manning was jailed for nearly 2 months for refusing to testify before another grand jury in March 2019. During that spell of detainment, she was issued a second subpoena to appear before the grand jury. She was released from federal custody for about a week before she was once again found in contempt by a federal judge and ordered to return to jail. Manning was convicted in 2013 for leaking to WikiLeaks millions of State Department cables and classified video of a U.S. helicopter firing on civilians and journalists in Iraq in 2007. Her sentence was commuted by former President Barack Obama,
which I don't agree with that. I could tell you when he's wrong.
And she served about 7 years in military prison until her release in May 2017. The subpoenas for Manning last year appeared to signal an ongoing investigation into WikiLeaks and potentially its founder, Julian Assange, who has been indicted in the Northern Virginia federal court and is facing extradition from the UK. Also, about a week ago, the trial of another accused WikiLeaks leaker ended in deadlock on the most serious of charges. Continuing the quote, and this is about a week ago, the trial of another accused WikiLeaks leaker ended in deadlock. Federal court, coming from the journals, federal judge Paul Crotty on Monday declared a mistrial on 8 counts against Joshua Schulte, the former CIA employee charged with the largest leak of classified data in CIA history. 2 of the most serious charges included gathering and transmitting national defense information. After 6 days of deliberations, the jury found Schulte guilty of 2 lesser charges, making false statements and criminal contempt of court. So that's what we have on the current state of Chelsea Manning. So, should Chelsea Manning go home? Should she still has to pay the fine.
Well, if she already got her sentence reduced and if her time is served, and that's what the president... I don't agree with it, but if Obama said... It could have been any president.
He commuted it, but then she was, remember last year, grand jury, and she was like, I'm not going to grand jury.
That's separate.
And that's why, that's why she got locked up.
Right.
She also tried to kill herself on Wednesday night or something.
You can't hold somebody
11th.
for something different, right? So whatever time she should never been released. Obama messed up for that. I could tell you when he wrong. He should never did that, right? But
because they're still working on Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, and the Russians,
right? No,
He
was wrong for that. I could tell you when he was wrong. He should never did that. But if she reduced her sentence and she did her time,
she did.
And if she did her time for
tried to kill herself 2 days ago,
but if she did her time for refusing to testify, then it's just done. The courts can't hold her.
Okay, but then you also have this other case about Schulte, the largest leak of classified data in CIA history.
He needs to get prosecuted to the fullest extent.
It's a deadlock. The jury came to a deadlock.
Then the government need to prove their case more.
They should have done a way better job.
Yeah,
right?
This is a federal grand jury. This ain't he got money. He could
exactly.
They need to prove their case more.
Yes, thank you, Rick. Thank you for getting on that for the federal courts, federal prosecutors. If you're going, because honestly, you're supposed to think about it like this.
They have a 90% conviction rate.
I don't know what the feds. I don't know what the prosecutors are working against.
No, the feds have a 90% conviction rate.
But then I don't know what the prosecutor... exactly. So what are the prosecutors working against?
The feds prosecute you when they know they got you in the bag. How do you fuck... If you win 9 out of 10 times, why you lose now?
Right.
If I was the head, like, what the fuck happened?
Right.
Motherfuckers get arrested by the feds, they plead guilty off the break.
Right.
And if the ones that want to test our nuts and fucking go to trial...
We're getting a max.
we gonna... And if when you lose, you're like, yo, what the fuck happened?
Right.
What happened? This ain't like the 90s when John Gotti was winning and he was paying off jurors and shit.
Right.
This is a motherfucking CIA motherfucker. Well, we gonna know.
Well, I think that...
Especially with for treason, and you can't get Americans to find them guilty?
But there are
because even though it's federal, it's still 12 people got to find them guilty.
But there are still... No, this is federal court, so I don't know how it works.
No, there's not federal grand jurors. It's 12 fucking people.
This is a federal
and you have to be found guilty. If it's deadlocked...
All right. Here's where I get
this ain't JAG, dog. This ain't the army shit.
No, I know.
It's a federal court.
But
when you go to trial in the federal court, you got 12 people that say guilty or not guilty.
That's right. But how much...
that's your right as an American.
So if you're losing as a... My questions are this. If you're losing as
it's not appeals court.
I get it.
He's in trial.
Yes, I get it. You're in trial. If you're a federal prosecutor, how are you losing this? Number one. Number two, how are they winning?
Poor case.
So that's the whole thing of
not enough evidence.
Not good at your job is kind of what I get from it. Like you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be slam dunking his jump
on a treason case. Yeah,
treason WikiLeaks. Like Your Honor, this email.
How couldn't
Your Honor,
you
this
prove
code
that?
name. Your Honor, this. Hey, guess what, Your Honor? Now we also have
And
conspiracy.
what federal court were they in?
This is federal court. Hold on, give me a second. The judge, Northern Virginia federal court.
If you couldn't convict that motherfucker in Northern Virginia,
that's Manning. About a week ago, federal judge Paul Crotty. It doesn't say. Former CIA guy, largest.
Okay, that's either going to be
largest CIA ever.
Okay, so I'm just assuming the crime where it happened, the CIA is in Virginia. So more than likely, the federal building in Northern Virginia will pick up that case, not D.C. Okay? Alexandria will pick up that fucking case and charge because there's the FBI, there's federal court in Virginia, Northern Virginia. We live
Alexandria Greenbelt,
right? And then there's one in Maryland, Greenbelt, and then the district has DC's federalized so everything, right? But so I'm gonna say since it happened in Virginia, he was charged federal court in Virginia. Okay. And if you can't convince them half a hick motherfuckers to convict you, even though
Northern Virginia.
Yeah, that's why I said half a hick.
They still go vegan. I'm like, well, I still don't know.
No, that's why I said half a hick.
Who's got more cottage cheese?
Okay, once you pass fucking Fredericksburg, you full blood hick. Okay?
This is Northern Virginia.
Yeah, that's why I said you're half a hick.
It's federal court.
Right, you're half a hick.
But if you're federal, they call people from, I don't know, from wherever.
Wherever. Well, you're right. I don't know how they do it. You're right. They could have got motherfuckers from Wonton, Virginia. I don't know.
So, for what you said about Chelsea Manning, in terms of...
if she did her time, then they know we could do.
That's what I'm talking about, Rick.
They know we could do.
Thank you. There's
nothing we could do.
Weinstein has been sentenced. This is our last topic on Open Shots. My name is Alex. I am your host. You can hit us up at OpenShotsDMV@gmail.com. I'm sipping over here on this whatever. Rick, what you sipping on?
Heineken's, baby.
Yeah. So our last
Give me
topic.
That sponsor, Newports and Backwoods.
Harvey Weinstein has been sentenced to 23 years in prison on rape conviction.
Yeah.
The judge, this is coming from The Guardian. The judge imposed, quote, the judge imposed 20 years for a first-degree criminal sex act for forcing oral sex on a production assistant. 20 years for forcing oral sex. Continuing, he also imposed a 3-year sentence for third-degree rape of a woman whom The Guardian is not naming because of wishes of
I have no sympathy for him.
So it's being run consecutively, which means he has to start at 20 and then the 3.
Yep, that's what he did.
Here's what also fucks him up even worse for just being a dirt-ass dirtbag. Is how I'm looking at it, like a dirt-ass dirtbag. I mean, all right, I'm not condoning this shit, but I'm saying if I was that level of power, and it's kind of like, I don't know how you think at that level, but at the same time, he's still a dirtbag. So he answered this. According to The Guardian, quote, the sex offender also addressed the course personally in a rambling address in which he expressed remorse as well as implying he had been, quote, confused in his dealings with the women. Quote, unquote, I'm totally confused. Men are confused about all of this issue. Continuing, Weinstein went on to say, quote unquote, I really feel remorse for the situation. I feel it deeply in my heart, adding, we may have different truths. So 23 years. Let's go on to one other thing, which is he is still the district. And continuing with The Guardian, the district attorney in Los Angeles announced that it has begun extradition proceedings to bring him to face 2 charges relating to 2 additional West Coast accusers. So he already has to do the 23 in New York.
Let his ass rot, dog.
And now you got to go to trial.
Dog.
You got to go to trial.
I don't fuck
in
with
Los
rapists
Angeles.
or child molesters. Let his ass rot.
Man,
I think the sentence is perfect. Because if OJ could get 33 years for stealing his shit back, fuck him.
33 for stealing?
Remember OJ in Las Vegas?
He got 33?
Yeah, he got paroled after 9 years. You don't remember?
Yeah, for like stealing his shit back?
Yeah, he got 33 years.
For taking his own things back.
Yeah, so that motherfucker deserved every time he get.
Right, what he did was force people, women, into fucking terrible positions as a
Even
man
though
of
he
power.
came home in 9 years, but the judge sentenced OJ to 33 years.
Yeah, so he's got 23 plus 3.
First time offender.
Well, yeah.
Because he was never convicted of murder. Never been arrested in his life.
So he got, what was his max?
He got 33 years.
Oh, but he only did 9.
He did not. He got paroled.
There you go.
Right? A normal person, fuck him. He's a child molester. But we're talking about it. Let me just say this. A normal person on a crime like this, first time offender, max 18 months.
That's how it happens. Right. We need to change that law, Rick.
You know how
we need to change that law.
You know how he got 33 years? 33 million he owed the Brown and other family that they said he couldn't pay. He just happened to listen to this. He just happened to get 33 years on an anniversary. He got sentenced like around the anniversary of the murder.
Right.
So he got 33 years around the anniversary of the murder. You gave him 33 years on a fucking simple some shit, a first time offender.
Right.
Never been arrested.
Federal was it? State.
No, state. Remember, Las Vegas, they smoking. Las Vegas so bad with crime, they kicked the fucking mob out. Mob was like, they smokers out here. So when OJ got locked up in Nevada, I was like, they gonna smoke him. But this dirty motherfucker right here, he deserved all that shit. All that shit. You touch little children and you want to rape fucking bitches and shit like that. Not even bitches. You want to rape guys and shit. Whatever your cup of tea is, and you do that shit forcefully, I hate you with a passion. 28 years is not enough.
Right. Just force people.
They should treat people like him like they treat people that sell crack.
Well, they should. We need to.
I'm not saying crack dealers deserve it, but there's mandatory minimums.
Right.
There should be mandatory minimums.
Exactly.
For these dirty motherfuckers.
Exactly. In the state, in the county, everywhere.
Federal, all that shit.
All right, so
shit.
That's the show, Open Shots. You know where we're at, openshotsdmb@gmail.com. You could catch our podcast on our podcast, whatever, the podcast for the Apple Jump. Catch us on Spotify. Catch us on YouTube. We're doing the thing. We're still trying to get in there, but we got something that's definitely off the wall, and that's what it's supposed to be. Rick, how you feeling?
One last thing, man. I want to tell my cousin Norman, may his son rest in peace. And may Antonio's soul rest in heaven.
Rest in peace.